guys, how's it going? I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction we'll watch the 4th episode of Recreators.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 4th episode of Recreators, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching. So, this episode of Recreators, so at the beginning we see Meteora going to the game company to try to meet with her creator, which I assume is the writer of the game. And we get a moment. Actually, technically, we get two moments because we get one before the credits and after the opening credits, where it's just like silent. You know, you get the whole like
mysterious,
cameras
dialogue
outside of the room, so you just see them talking and you see their reactions. And I have to say, I called it. Meteora's creator died.
Called it.
Yep. But yeah, so she decides to take the night off and go to a net cafe.
And
play her game entirely.
I gotta say, I would either be disappointed by how short that story is if she's able to play through it in just one night, or I'd be impressed in how she can speed through it. I think I'm more disappointed by how short that story is. Because most games I play that are like RPGs like that are at least 20 hours.
About to say, I mean, the last time I went like a full all-nighter on a game was Call of Duty. Was Call of Duty story mode. So yeah, RPG should be much longer than that.
Well, yeah, yeah, and I'm just talking about the hours of the main story, which Marek actually said there. If she just flew through the main storyline, maybe I could see it, but I would still expect the main storyline to be at least 20 hours.
Well,
on a game like
this
that.
This is an interesting topic for a probably another video entirely on our gaming channel, actually.
Yeah.
Games nowadays, like judging by the case, that's either a PS3 or a PS4.
I would expect PS4, given the time that this anime is coming out.
But given the,
I mean, a game for screen.
Yes, but given the console that it's based on, I can only assume that like nowadays, games in general are gearing more towards the 8 to 12 hour storylines because they want you to do more extra content outside of the main storyline. So the main storyline is going to be more.
They want you to buy more DLC is what they want you to do.
I wasn't going to go that far, but yeah.
Well, typically games like that, it's clearly ripping off Final Fantasy. Typically games like that, they don't package them with multiplayer. They're still supposed to be single-player games, for the most part. Unless you're talking about, like, some online mode where you're running around in the same world as other people.
Yeah, but normally if it's Final Fantasy, then they'll just make it as a separate MMO.
Yeah.
Still haven't gotten around to playing Final Fantasy 15's thing. I think that's coming out yet. I think that came out already. I'm not sure yet.
15 online?
Yep. But Final Fantasy 15, the main storyline is very easy, and it's only like you can blaze through it in like 6.5 hours.
That's fucking disappointing.
Here I am, I'm like thinking back to 13 and all, and I'm just like, 20 plus hours just to really get into the meat of the story.
Did you actually go through just the main story?
Hell no.
Yeah, well,
that's my point.
I didn't play all the way through 13 because I didn't like the game in particular, but the actual main story is still like I think it's still like 30 hours because there's not a lot of side content in that game. It's very, very linear. Now, whereas 12 had a little bit of a shorter main storyline, but more side content.
Now, I remember back in
Funny how we're now talking about Final Fantasy, but
It is, but it's relevant to the topic. Final Fantasy X had a 12-hour story. You could play it. You could play it for 40 hours.
Or more.
But if you blaze through it, you could literally do it in sub 12 hours. I did it. Like, that's one of the things that I really wanted to try to do after I beat the game the first time. If it was an older game, I'd be more geared towards, yes, it needs to be like 40 hours. Like, Legend of Dragon was a pain in the ass. Legend of Gaia was a pain in the ass.
The great PS1 JRPGs of the day.
Final Fantasy VII, as mentioned here.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
Valkyrie Profile.
That wasn't just a pain in the ass, it was a pain in the dick.
Dick. Legend of Gaia. Oh, man.
Yeah. Those are the games that I grew up with and why I remember RPGs. The ones that are coming out today, not so much. But, so I think it's more of a testament to Meteora's knowledge and skill. She also had what looks like a strategy guide.
Some sort of companion book that was thick.
Real thick. So I can only imagine that she was using that a lot.
Yeah. Well, she's also in a net cafe. She has a computer with internet access she can use.
Anyway. So back to the episode at hand.
She all nights the game.
So she comes back. You know, she lets them know that it doesn't really bother her that much, but she also tells them about a theory that she had where because all these characters that don't obey the laws of physics are coming into this world, it's slowly unraveling the world and leading to a world destruction.
And we throw up a lot of analogies during that little bit of dialogue there. One I threw up there was that of a computer on its way to crashing. These characters and how they defy the laws of physics, defy the laws of our world. It's an information overload on the world, and the world's eventually going to crash.
Eventually, the world runs out of RAM.
Yeah, but instead of a blue screen, you get probably mayhem.
The world needs more RAM.
The world needs more RAM.
Anyway.
Thank you, Kuma. Good man.
But she decides to do this because she really wanted to know where her creator's heart was making this world.
Yeah, because she wanted to know what her creator was thinking, what her creator was feeling when he created her world, so that she could act appropriately towards the real world.
Yeah.
Yep. So basically, the fate of our planet hinged on a game review.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What's our world worth? Not much, apparently.
Yeah. Other than that, we get a scene with the other group, led by the military princess.
Yeah, we
literally by name.
That's what everyone calls her.
That's the only name that we have.
Yeah, that's basically her name.
I have a feeling we're gonna find out, like at the very end of the series, what her relationship
is
to her creator.
I think it's when we finally.
That is way too quick.
I think it's when we actually finally figure out who her creator is. Mm-hmm. Is when we'll actually get a real name for her.
Actually, no. The name that we got was, I think it was like Gunpla, or Gunny. It's a big word. I'm sorry. I just remembered gun.
Gunpuku no Himagimi.
Yeah, that's the actual name that was dropped by the old geezer.
Right. So military
and it was in
uniform.
Yeah, basically.
Princess something or other.
Literally what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
That's the only name that we got.
Yeah. But, so yeah, we get a scene with her and Alice, who I'm just going to call Alice.
From now on.
Alice. It is.
And then the magical girl, and then we finally get to see the old dude.
Yeah, the sort of hard-boiled, lush detective, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of him because, well, I kind of like characters like him, and also I want his gun and his trench coat.
And then I like how she was so enamored by all the products that had product placement with her on it.
Such a groupie.
Because that wasn't.
That wasn't Yuri's subtext at all.
Right.
Yeah, she's been befriended.
Yep.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I like how she called her Miss Ex Machina.
Oh,
You're doing it
God.
on purpose, aren't you, bitch?
Oh yeah, speaking of so much Yuri today.
Later, Yokai.
That Meteora.
Oh,
And
the Pocky game.
the Pocky game. That was.
Well, that's a time-honored tradition.
I loved
Give it a pass.
the illustrator in the background.
Just creeping there. No, just her face before the game's over. She's like, I'm enjoying this far too much.
I think she's been hanging out too much with Aramanga Sensei.
Oh God! Oh, all right. I thought I thought someone did another Photoshop. But yeah, it's just her.
Darn.
It's that face.
But
You give it a few minutes. I'm sure someone will fix that then.
no, our Photoshopper isn't in chat today.
Aww.
But yeah, and then at the end we get a part that I actually really liked, which is the writer has one of his writer friends call him, and I thought that this guy's reaction was exactly how it should be. So he calls up one of his writer friends that he probably knows pretty well, that he probably knows is not going to treat him completely insane when he brings this up. And, he beats around the bush as much as possible. And then our writer dude goes,
Do you have a character with you that you created?
yeah. What? Oh, thank God. Somebody else understands.
Like, legit, and no, not to be entirely rude, but he, in some ways he kind of looks like you. I can sort of imagine, like, if that happened to you and you called me, that conversation would go exactly like that.
Hey, DK.
Hmm?
So,
Right?
But yeah, so we get a new character that's going to show up. As you could probably tell by the ending, they're going to go join the other group. The group with our main characters in it.
Hayato, Marvel vs. Capcom. Wait, Hayato from Star Gladiator? Damn, that's a long game.
But yeah, this character is your basic, young male
Mecha pilot.
mecha pilot.
I told him to hide his mecha in the baseball field behind my parents' house.
How is that fucking hiding?
Right?
I don't know if anybody's ever seen a fucking baseball field, but they're kind of big open fields. How is that hiding?
Optimum camouflage? It almost worked in Full Metal Panic.
It's going for a home run! Tink! What the hell did it just hit?
Oh God, Full Metal Panic. The softball scene. Oh God.
Yep.
Oh man, that brings back memories.
Right?
Anyway, that was that episode. I thought it was really good.
I love how
I really like
I love the
that.
pace with which they're introducing new characters. I don't know. It's like one of the highlights of the series, and it's a strange one, but I absolutely love it.
The pace of new characters. I love Alice. I also love Alice without her armor.
Ooh.
That was...
Actually, I really love Alice's armor because it actually fits like female armor should fit, which is, armor.
Yeah, right?
Big and bulky.
It's not, it's not the classic female armor where she gets like giant fucking armor tits.
That fit perfectly to her cup size looking at you eyes, unfortunately, my dear.
Yeah, those are dumb.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not realistic.
Armored bikini. Yeah, bikini male. The armored
I
Only
do
the very
see-
finest armor the female warrior can wear.
Damn
I
right.
do see almost the perfect opposite coloration from Celestia.
Oh.
Like when she takes all of her armor off, her clothes are like complete opposite of what Celestia wears.
Okay.
It's almost like Saber and Red Saber.
It's almost as if they're pushing for something.
Yes.
Why is everything evil and
I also want to point out how kind of shallow Alice's character is.
Just the sort of duty-bound,
Well,
stubborn,
yeah, she's the basic chivalrous
knight.
Yeah, chivalrous knight.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, and after hearing Meteora's spiel on creators and making worlds and stuff like that, and especially her spiel on Celestia's character and how it's real fleshed out and how it's really not normal. Going back and seeing characters like Alice and Mamika, it's
more cookie cutter like characters, not as much details put into them.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps that makes them more impressionable for the military uniform princess. They don't have as much personality. They don't have, well, not to sound too rude, they don't have much going on up there.
But that is an interesting point, and something that I would have to give major credit to the writers of this show for is if they have characters that are more shallow, because that's the way that they were written.
Yeah,
by their in-show creators.
They're shallow. They're not written with as much detail, and they act like it when they're fleshed out, I guess, in the real world.
Yeah.
Very subtle, but very important detail.
It is very subtle, and I am not sure if that is intentional or not.
If it is, then major kudos to the writers, because goddamn, that's impressive. I'd be content if it were just a happy little accident.
Yeah.
A happy little accident.
Because I could probably put in my own details all over the place.
Yeah, we could be a little bit so. Sorry, had to.
Get us out of here, Rizzo.
So let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.
Trust me.
And go ahead and click on my face to do our most recent Otaku Saga talks.
Click on my face to go to Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And click on the waifu to subscribe to Otaku Saga. And if you'd like to help support us, please go ahead and check out our Patreon page.